Now, more than 100 workers have resurfaced from Wesizwe-owned Rustenburg shaft. That's according to Bakubung Platinum Mine. The management is appealing on those that are still underground to return to the surface to allow for negotiations to begin. As a short-term intervention, management's cancelled the Friday morning and night shifts to ensure that there's safety of staff and also eliminating the possibilities of community unrest. Our reporter, Refiloe Seboko, joins us now. A very good morning to you, Refiloe. I know you've been keeping a very close eye as the developments get underway at that mine, speaking to some who have since risen to the surface, talking about the reasons why they decided to come to the surface. What's happening there at the moment?
Well, Mpho, at the moment, the situation is a bit quiet. Remember that some mine workers that were, that are working here in Bakubung would also be here just in solidarity with the mine workers that are underground on that sit-in. But this morning it is quiet. That follows those over 100 that resurfaced yesterday. You remember that there was a consultation, or rather a discussion or a meeting that happened yesterday during the national, the provincial, and the regional representatives of the NUM together with the management of Bakubung Platinum Mine, which we understand that the outcome of that meeting is that there is a signed commitment to a consultative process that is yet to commence during the next week, which the exact date and day will be yet to be announced on when that consultative process will happen. But at this moment in time, we know that there is still and some other miners that are still continuing with their sit-in underground amid their demands. That includes issues of salary increase, that includes that the issuing of the Section 189. That was the announcement that was done by the general manager during a mass meeting that happened here in the mine, indicating that there's going to be an issuing of the Section 189, which is going to affect most of miners. Remember that the intention was that Section 189 is going to affect about 530 mine workers that are facing a possibility of being retrenched. That is one of the reasons that sparked this sit-in. But one of their demands is also that there need to be an amendment to the policy that speaks to pregnancy and maternity of female staff. At this moment in time, we understand that female staff members here in Bakubung Platinum Mine, when they go on maternity leave, they forfeit their benefits, and that includes their salary and medical aid. And NUM and some mine workers, they are saying that that needs to be re-looked into, so that when female staff members go to their maternity leave, they still continue having their benefits. But another demand, Mpho, remember that because of the announcement that was done by the GM saying that they are going to be issuing that Section 189, they're also demanding the resignation of the GM, indicating that following that announcement that the Section 189, there's a possibility of it being implemented. The mine went on to advertise top management positions, and now miners are against that, questioning that. Is that how is it that now miners are facing a possibility of being retrenched? At the same time, the mine is now advertising even top position, top management position, that is. So at this moment in time, what you know is that yes, indeed, 100 miners have resurfaced. They remember that it was over 250 miners that had been part of that sit-in underground. Some are saying that they had to come out because they were suffocating, but most of them, they were coming out of the mine because of chronic illnesses that they are dealing with. And at this moment in time, it's quite poor, but I guess we will wait to hear from the NUM together with the management of the mine on when that, as they're saying that discussions and negotiations will be commencing during next week. The exit date, time, and all that, I guess it will be communicated in due course.
When it comes to those negotiations, Refiloe, what are some of the reasons why the process has not been smooth? What is the bone of contention that has now allowed these conversations to not go as planned?
Well, you remember that when we were engaging with the representative of the NUM, they had said that there was an indication that they were supposed to meet in person, but afterwards there was now an issue of them having to engage via Zoom, and that is how it happened to those negotiations and discussions. But the mine has indicated that one of the reasons that they are looking into retrenching mine is because the mine is not performing, or it's not being profitable at this moment in time. But you remember some of the mine workers are saying that that's not the case. The mine is making lots of money, and that's why they believe that the mine should be able to cover. You know that the demand now is the issue of 17,000 in terms of their salaries, but also just over 6,000 of the living out benefit that they are looking into. But some of their demands, that includes that because the mine does not seem to be taking their grievances serious, which is one of their concerns, because you remember that 4 months back there was a strike here, particularly around the very same issues that looks into benefits of mine workers, and saying that those issues had not been addressed. You remember that also there was a year-long strike that happened here in Bakubung. Mine workers are saying that their grievances continue to be sidelined and they're not being listened to, they're not being addressed, and that's why they keep on coming back. They're saying that it's not out of their own accord, or rather they could have took another steps than staging a sit-in, but they are trying everything that they can so that they can get the attention of the mine management to address their challenges. We'll find out on what is really causing the delay, or what seems like to be the reluctance for the management to address these challenges and come up with a solution, a permanent solution, so that there should be a way forward in terms of addressing these demands that are being made by Bakubung Platinum Mine workers.
Very well, Refiloe Seboko, let's leave it there for now. Of course, we will continue throughout the course of the day to bring you updates on the developments at the Bakubung Platinum Mine.